Hello, welcome to Stamp Designs with Denise. I am Denise Johnson, an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up, coming to you from Bedford, New Hampshire. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I have 4 alternate projects for the Paper Pumpkin Kit Batter Up. The kit is a monthly subscription kit that you get from Stampin' Up. You can either buy a prepaid subscription or you can subscribe monthly and do it either way. And if you're interested in doing that, there will be links in my blog and in this video for you to sign up. If you have any questions about it, I'd be happy to answer your questions. And you can please reach out to me, stampdesigns@comcast.net, and I will be happy to get back to you. So this month was May, was the Batter Up kit, where we made 9 full-size cards using 3 different designs. And then the June kit is called Expressions in Color, and it will be focusing on some of the new in color designs, and it coordinates with the, let me see if I have it handy, the Expressions in Ink suite, and this is the designer series paper. And so that will be a great kit, and you can subscribe to that one until June 10th. So if you're interested in that, it should be a really bright, colorful, fun kit. You can reach out to me and let me know, or make sure that your subscription is active, and you will get that kit after June 10th. So let me get my camera turned around and we will work on our alternate cards using Batter Up. Okay, so this video is going to be making some alternate cards with the Batter Up Paper Pumpkin Kit from May of 2021. But let's get some of my housekeeping chores out of the way first. Stampin' Up is currently running a Join Plus special. For your $99 investment, you will get $155 worth of Stampin' Up products that you get to choose what your new product kit will look like. So this is a great time to join. This is only available until May 31st. Some of the benefits of joining are the product discounts that you will receive. You will receive new catalogs for free every time they come out. You can pre-order usually 30 days in advance from the new catalogs. You will get a business supply pack. You get a free Paper Pumpkin Kit. You get free shipping. This $99 investment includes your shipping, so the $155 worth of product is shipping free. And then you also get to be on my team, which is a fantastic team. There's a lot of sharing, a lot of collaborating, and we have monthly meetings. There's training. And you can be as involved as a demonstrator, or you can just be a hobbyist or discount shopper when you join Stampin' Up with me. So please contact me and let me know what your interest is, and I would be happy to talk to you and go over that with you. I am currently having a monthly May ordering special, whereas if you use my host code R64PTMNF, and so when you use my host code, you will receive a card kit from me where you can make 3 exclusive designs. So this was last month's card kit. I sent out the people that used my host code a kit that contained all of these card parts, and they were able to create these 3 cards. And then, of course, if your order is over $150, don't use the host code. Keep the stamping rewards for yourself, and I will still send you the card kit. And as a bonus, I always send anyone that orders with me that month a PDF filled with exclusive products, and that comes in your email usually the first week of the month. Stampin' Up is also running a Connect, Craft, and Collect $25 special, which will run until June 14th. So if your order is over $250 or you host a party that is over $250, you will receive an additional $25 in rewards. So if you are interested in this, please also reach out to me and I will be happy to help you maximize your rewards. So now let's get on to our paper pumpkin kit. So this was the kit for May. It was a sort of a baseball themed kit, and they have updated their directions. There are color photos of the cards you will make, and then inside it is also colored now, and it gives a detailed picture of what elements you need for each of the cards you are making or the product you are making. And again, the back still has the kit components, the coordinating colors, and then it tells you how you can do more with this month's kit. And there is also a QR code here that you can scan, and you can watch the detailed instruction video when you do that. So these are the 3 cards that I was able to make this month with the kit. So very fun, very spring baseball themed, geared towards the men in our life, dads, sons, grandpas, friends. And so those are great, but this video will show you the alternatives. Oh, and also in this kit, we got some baseball favorite, Double Bubble. So my first card is going to be using elements from the kit. This is one of the card bases that comes in the kit, and so I am going to trim it, and I'm going to take 2 1/4 inches off the front. And then I'm going to put this away aside for another project. Sorry, I'm having a problem with the English language today. I feel like I'm talking very fast. So then I have a piece of scrap basic white, and then these elements are all included in the kit. The red and yellow stripes, the baseball bat, and the baseball. These are some of the enamel dots that come in the kit, and then we're going to be using real red as our ink color. So the first thing I'm going to do is we have this really cute baseball hat, and I am going to just make a sort of banner down the side here with this baseball hat, just sort of alternating how I position it on the card. And then there we go. Now I also want to do my sentiment, and we're going to do this on our scrap paper, and then we're going to punch it out with this Label Me Fancy Punch. So we're going to use the All-Star sentiment. And then I have Dad. So we're going to give this to our dad, All-Star Dad. Now, I think that was all the stamping I wanted to do. So we'll close that up, and we'll get out our punch, and we're going to punch out our sentiment. And then we will get our layers together. So sort of a fun fold. I'm just going to put this over here on the side. So we need some adhesive just along here. And we will put our ball and our bat maybe here, and then our sentiment can go right there. So I am going to use some dimensionals on the ball. we'll get a little bit of glue on our bat here. And then some on our sentiment. And I think I might use a dimensional, maybe right there, so it stays popped up. So that is our first card. And let me see, I had an envelope too I wanted to decorate. So using our baseball cap again. Put our hat down there. And then we'll also put one right here in the center on the back. So the kit does come with envelopes. These are the envelopes, and they have these stripes on the inside. So there were 9 envelopes to coordinate with the cards you made with the kit. So we're going to use one of these envelopes later and cut it up to use this piece of paper. So I just used one of my own medium white envelopes to create that card. And I had my little enamel dots that I wanted to use on this card. So we usually don't, you know, I like to put sparkles on everything, and men typically don't want the sparkle. But they have these nice enamel dots, so I thought we could use these. I need a little bit more putty on my... So let's see, we'll do one here, and maybe a couple down here then. And there we go. Now we've finished our card. Let me get this cleaned up. I'm going to wash those stamps off because we're going to use them again on another project, and we'll get started on our next one. Okay, so for our next project, we have Pacific Point ink. We have Smoky Slate ink. I'm going to make this one for Grandpa. And I also have some of these metallic pearls. And this is one of the cards we're going to cut off the envelope flap and use that. So these are my card parts. I have another medium white envelope that we're going to decorate. My card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of the basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have another piece of basic white. This is 2 inches by 1 inch. And my Smoky Slate is 2 1/8 by 1 1/8. And that will be for our sentiment. So for this, we're going to be using our Stamparatus, which is a stamp positioning tool. So let me get my magnet off the back, and this will hold our paper in place. And I am going to use that All-Star stamp again, and I want to place it right here. And we will pick it up with our arm, put our paper back in place, and then I'm going to use my Pacific Point on this. So the thing I like about this Stamparatus is you can line up your stamps using these grid lines so it's straight, and then I'm going to step this down, and it's going to give me a perfectly spaced, lined up sentiment all the way down the side of my card. So sometimes the paper sticks to the stamp, so you just got to make sure it's back put it in the corner, and then we step it down. We are going to ink it up and stamp. So step it down, ink it up, and then one last time. There we go. So now we have that all the way down the side of our card. Let me remove my stamp from here. We'll put this aside, and I just use a wet cloth and I clean off the ink I got on that. And I'll just use my chamois to clean off my stamp. There we go. Now I'm going to use this All-Star stamp again on our basic white, and this is where we're going to have our sentiment. So let me center that on there. Sort of put it up near the top because we're going to use Grandpa down here on the bottom. And we're going to do that in the smoky slate. And then if we get out our envelope, let's just stamp All-Star right on the front for Grandpa. There we go. So our stamping's done. So now I'm going to trim off the envelope flap. So I'm going to line this up as close as I can near the edge. And then I need to straighten out my sides. So I think you'll end up with a piece that's pretty close to 1 3/4 by 5 inches. Maybe a little bit more than 5 inches, but that's okay. So you end up with this layer. And we're going to just attach this right here down this side of the card. So we'll use our seal adhesive. And then we're going to layer our sentiment on the smoky slate. And we will pop this up with some dimensionals. We'll get out our card base and our bone folder here. Give that a nice crease. Here we have that card, and then I did have these metallic pearls. They're not very, they're sort of, I guess, matte. They're not sparkly like the rhinestones, So I thought these would be good just to put a few on this card. Do one there. Maybe we'll do one here, and then another one up over there. So there we go. Now we have a card done for Dad and a card done for Grandpa. Let me get my stamps cleaned up and we will move on to our next card. Okay, so for our next card, I want to make this one for my nephew. He is a baseball player. He played baseball all growing up. He went to college and played baseball in college. And now as an adult, he is still playing baseball. And his birthday is coming up this week. So I wanted to make him a card with baseballs on it. So in the kit, there were, let me show you. They had these baseballs, but there weren't very many of them, and so I wanted a lot of baseballs. So I am going to show you how you can make your own baseballs. So let's see, I have my basic white envelope. I have my card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. Get that folded over. I have a layer of the real red. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have some circles. And then I have these elements from the kit. 2 baseball bats and then the home plate. So in order to make our own baseballs, I used the layering circle dies, and I die cut out with the basic white, and then I have this half one, and then I'm using a red Stampin' Up marker, and we're going to use this to sort of trace circle on each side. Of our ball this way, and then we just make the little stitches. And then the ball in the kit sort of has like this little gray tone to it. So I think a couple months ago you got a sponge in your kit if you were subscribed then. So I'm going to use some basic gray, and I'm just going to kind of tap it on and add some of that to my ball. So I'm already made up a bunch of them. So they were pretty easy to do. And then I'm going to put them on my real red layer. Just maybe sort of randomly like that. So we'll get those attached, and then I'm going to trim off the sides that overhang. Okay, let's give those a moment to dry before I start cutting them. And we will stamp our sentiment on here. And so It's for my nephew, and the sentiments in the kit were dad, mom, friend, grandpa, son, but they didn't have one for nephew. So I went back and I found that in May of 2018, they had a Manly Moments paper pumpkin kit, and that included some different sentiments. There's husband, grandpa, uncle, brother, dad. So they had a few more manly sentiments in it, and nephew was one of them. And they also had happy birthday. So rather than using, I could do, you know, you're the best nephew or all-star nephew. But I decided, since I was already using nephew from that kit, that I would use the happy birthday as well. So this is the great thing about Paper Pumpkin, is if you subscribe and you get these over time, you really accumulate some different sentiments. So if a kit comes with a sentiment that isn't really appropriate for what you wanted it for, you can go back to your past kits and find the sentiment that is what you're looking for. So we'll just do this happy birthday nephew down, and I'm using the basic gray ink for that. And now let's come back and we're going to trim off the overhang on all of our baseballs. And now I'm going to pop that up right there with my dimensionals. And then I did have the two bats from the kit, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to, how I wanted to use them. Maybe like that. Maybe if I just do one right like that, like two. I kind of like the both of them. I don't know, do they look too much like boat oars though? Let's see. Maybe just one then. I don't want it to look like a boat oar. Okay. Do a little, whoops, that's a lot of adhesive. Let me sop some of that up. There we go. And put that on our card right there like that. And there we go. So, oh, let's get this attached. To our card base. And then I think for my envelope, I'm going to do sort of that stitching as well on the front of my envelope. And maybe some on the back as well. So there we go. Happy birthday, Thomas, my nephew. This might be a little bit late getting to you, but it will get to you. And there's our how you make your own baseballs. And let me get cleaned up and we'll work on our last card. Okay, so for our last card, one of the sentiments in the kit is actually mom, so I thought we should make mom a card. And moms love baseball too. So we have our card base is thick basic white, 8.5 by 5.5. I like using the thick basic white for the card base because it really does make a nice sturdy base. I find it does make a difference over using just the basic white. I have a layer of the Night of Navy, and this is the ink spot was the Night of Navy that came in this kit. This is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. We have the new in color Polished Pink, and this is, let me grab my ruler. I think it's 3 7/8. 3 7/8, yep, by 5 1/8. And then I have a piece of the basic white. This is 3 3/4 by 5. I have, it looks like I did not do the right color pink. Polished Pink. Let me die cut a new one of these. Okay, I know what I did. This was Magenta Madness, but I wanted it Polished Pink, so I had the wrong layer. So 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, Polished Pink. And then I die cut the label using the Colors and Contour dies. So these are all the different shapes. So I did the second smallest one in the Polished Pink. I have a layer, yeah, I did that, and then my medium basic white envelope, and then a piece of scrap basic white. So my two ink colors are Night of Navy and Polished Pink, and we're going to use our hat. And let me get a piece of scrap paper out here. So basically you could do this with any colors that you wanted. If you had school colors, you could do that. So I'm just going to randomly make sort of a background piece of paper, stamping our hat on here, and then I'm going to clean it, and I will do it in the Night of Navy. I just thought these two colors were striking together. And let's get that closed up, and then we will do our Night of Navy, and we will continue stamping our hat in the Night of Navy color. There. I'm going to leave this out. So our sentiment is going to be this nice big one, "You're the best." So we're going to stamp that right onto our Polished Pink die cut layer. I want to make sure this is inked up really good. And we'll put that over here, make sure it's straight. You're the best. And oh, let me clean off my hat again. So I wanted to stamp the hat on my scrap piece of paper in the pink. And then we're going to stamp Mom in the Night of Navy right on our hat. Right there. Let's get all this stuff out of the way. And then using our paper snips, we're going to cut out our hat. And we'll use a dimensional, pop that up, and we're going to put Mom right there. You're the best, Mom. So let's get our card layered, put our basic white layer onto our Polished Pink. We're going to attach this to the Night of Navy layer. pop this up with some dimensionals. Attach this to our card base. And then, because even sporty moms love some bling, we're going to use the holiday rhinestones. We'll use some of these blue ones, and we'll put some of these on our put one there. And now our envelope. So let's get our hat back out. We'll stamp that right there. And we will add Mom to that as well. And there we go. So as I said, you could do this card with any school colors, any combination of colors that you wanted to do. And let me get all my cards out here. So this is our baseball one that we made. This was our All-Star Grandpa one we used the Stamparatus for. And then this was our All-Star Dad, where we used the card base from the kit and the punch to make our sentiment. So remember, all of my pictures and measurements for these will be on my blog, stampdesignswithdenise.net. If you'd like to place an order, please use my May host code and you will get the benefits and rewards for using that. Also, if you're interested in subscribing to Paper Pumpkin with me, I always send people that subscribe with me an exclusive PDF file that contains at least 10 different projects using that month's kit. So thank you so much for watching, and remember to leave a little sparkle wherever you go.